And more news out of Israel tonight. Prime Minister Netanyahu accused of backtracking on his pre-election statements, ruling out the creation of a Palestinian state. That as the Obama administration reportedly threatens to use the UN to pressure Israel into a peace deal with the Palestinians. And Prime Minister Netanyahu saying this in a Fox News interview airing tonight at 9.
In 2009, you said you supported a peace deal that would recognize a Palestinian state, but the day before Tuesday's election, you completely reversed that. Why?
I didn't retract any of the things that I said in my speech 6 years ago, calling for a solution in which a demilitarized Palestinian state recognizes a Jewish state. I said that the conditions for that today are not achievable.
And Congressman Robert Pittenger joins us. Good evening, sir.
Hello, Greta. Good evening.
Good evening. So do you want to be the hair splitter? Did he change what he was saying right before the election a couple days ago to what he is now saying? He's a bit, apparently, I'll tell you the headlines, at least one in the Jerusalem Post says that he's changed his mind.
Well, I think what he conveyed was, in the current state, with Hamas basically in collusion with the Palestinians, it is not the same as he spoke 6 years ago. You have a strong terrorism influence inside that country, or inside that region. And I think he's fully aware that, no, you can't negotiate. You know, they are fully committed to the destruction of Israel. Hamas is, the Palestinians are. I think the Prime Minister did right in what he said.
Well, now, though, it appears, now the State Department, though, is taking what the President, what the Prime Minister said, and they say that the Prime Minister has changed what he said from right before the election to right now, and they're saying that they're going to sort of reevaluate the position of the United States at the UN as it relates to Israel. So, you know, so no matter what, this has certainly put a damper on things for Israel and the United States with the UN.
I think what we need to have is a resolution in the UN compelling the Palestinians to denounce Hamas. That's what we should be about. That is a real concern that America should be addressing in the UN, not seeking to put Israel in a position where it can't defend its own country.
How do you view the relationship right now between the United States and Israel, and between the Prime Minister and our President, both those relationships?
Well, we will continue to have a strong relationship. We have much in common. We have common bonds. We're democratic countries. Our heritage is very similar. That will continue. Yes, there's been a strain here because the Prime Minister has a real conviction, and duly so, because of what he believes is a threat in Iran. You know, I would really invite the President to go to Israel, to go to the Golan Heights, to go to the Gaza border, to go talk to the young officers who manage the Iron Dome, the missile defense system, and they see those rockets that come across, thousands of them, by Hamas, funded by Iran. They understand the threat in that region. And I think it's easy to be distant and maybe dismissive in some respect if you don't really appreciate the threat that they're under.
All right. Well, you know, this whole idea of peace has just escaped everybody's grip. I mean, everyone's wanted peace in that area and that region of the world, and no one has been able to achieve it. What would you recommend?
Well, I think we have to have a sense of reality. You know, just last week, Greta, you have the Palestinians honoring and dedicating a monument to the individual who led the hijacking of that bus in 1978 and killing 37 people. These are people who committed to terrorism. I think we should be conscious of the fact and look at reality and evil for what it is. Only in that regard can we shape policies that will protect our countries.
Congressman, thank you, sir.
Great to be with you.